Assalamu alaikum, this is Maria Zulfikar welcoming you all to the English news from BTV Chattogram. Let's begin with the headlines. Election Commission announces roadmap for 13 parliamentary elections scheduled to be declared at least 60 days before polling. Advisory Council approves in principle draft of Enforced Disappearance Prevention and Redress Ordinance 2025. Testimony begins in July-August mass uprising martyr Abu Said murder case. His father gives deposition as first witness. Campaign continues in festive mood ahead of Dhaka election. Israeli attacks kill at least 51 Palestinians, including 12 waiting for aid in Gaza in 24 hours. And Inter Miami beat Orlando by 3-1 goals in League's Cup at Chase Stadium in Florida. Viewers, those were the headlines. Now moving on to the details. The Election Commission has announced the roadmap for the 13th National Parliamentary election, saying that the election schedule will be declared at least 60 days before the polling date. EC Senior Secretary MD Akhtar Ahmed unveiled the roadmap at a press briefing held at the Media Center of the EC headquarters in the capital. Following the announcement, when journalists asked about the election date and schedule, the EC Senior Secretary said they are making efforts to announce the election schedule 60 days prior to the polling date. In reply to the journalists' query about the likely polling date, he added they have been told by the office of the chief advisor of the interim government to make arrangements for the election before the upcoming month of Ramadan. As far as we understand, Ramadan may begin on February 17, 18 or 19, so you may calculate accordingly, although the exact date of Ramadan will depend on moon sighting. The EC's election roadmap comprised 24 components. According to the roadmap, dialogue with political parties and other stakeholders is scheduled to begin in the last week of September, and it may take 1 to 1.5 months to conclude the talks. The final voter list for the parliamentary election will be published at the end of November, while the process of political party registration is planned to be completed by the end of September. In addition, the constituency demarcation process is to be concluded by September 30. The Election Training Institute is set to train over 1 million personnel who will perform duties in the 13th National Parliamentary election. For the first time, domestic observers and media professionals have also been included in the training program. The Director General of the Election Training Institute told BTV News that the program will formally begin on Friday with training of trainers. In line with the Chief Advisor's directive to deliver the fairest and best election, the Election Commission has intensified its activities as the election approaches. A major part of this preparations is election-related training, under which more than 1 million individuals will be covered this time. The Director General of the Institute said that training will be conducted on around 23 topics to ensure smooth management of the polls without disruptions. The program will be delivered in phases and will cover core trainers, members of electoral inquiry committees, executive magistrates, field-level assistant programmers from the ICT division, judicial magistrates, returning officers, assistant returning officers, members of Ansar and Village Defense Party, media professionals, domestic observers, polling agents, and law enforcement officials. For the first time, domestic observers and media professionals are included in this training. However, the number of trainees may vary depending on whether the number of polling stations and booths is increased or decreased. The Advisory Council has approved in principle the draft of the Enforced Disappearance Prevention and Redress Ordinance 2025. The approval was given at a meeting of the Council of Advisors held at the Chief Advisor's office in Tejgaon today. Chief Advisor Professor Muhammad Yunus presided over the meeting. The Council also approved a proposal to shut down 3 land ports, Chilahati, Dolatganj and Thegamuk, and stop operation of another land port, Balla. Besides, it consented to a proposal to include October 17, the death anniversary of Fokir Lalon Shah, in the KA category. After the meeting, Chief Advisor's Press Secretary Shafiqul Alam briefed the reporters at the Foreign Service Academy in the capital.
বিরোধ প্রতিকার ও সুরক্ষা অধ্যাদেশ এটার একটি নীতিগত এটা অনুমোদন পেয়েছে, চূড়ান্ত অনুমোদন এখনো পায়নি। এটা আরও কিছু এটার উপর ডিসকাশন আছে, সেটার ডিসকাশনের পরে ফাইনাল ড্রাফটটা পেশ করা হবে এবং ক্যাবিনেট আবার এটা নিয়ে কথা বলবেন, দেন এটাকে চূড়ান্ত অনুমোদন হবে। চিলাহাটি, দৌলতগঞ্জ, তেগামুখ স্থলবন্দর, এই 3টা বন্ধ এটা শাটডাউন হয়ে যাবে। বাল্লা স্থলবন্দরের অপারেশনাল কাজকর্ম আপাতত স্থগিত রাখা হয়েছে, এই বিষয়ে ডিসিশন এসছে। যেগুলো আসলে কোনো কাজই হচ্ছে না, অথচ সেখানে দেখা যাচ্ছে যে আমাদের অনেক অফিসিয়ালকে পোস্টিং দিতে হয়, সেখানে কিছু খরচ হয়। তো এই জন্য এই 3টিকে শাটডাউন করার ডিসিশন নিয়েছেন আছে কাউন্সিল অফ অ্যাডভাইজার। ফকির লালন শাহের তিরোধান দিবসকে ক শ্রেণীভুক্ত দিবস ঘোষণার প্রস্তাব অনুমোদন হয়েছে। 367টা সংস্কার প্রস্তাব নিয়ে প্রতিনিয়ত আপডেট ক্যাবিনেটে প্রতি সপ্তাহে দেওয়া হচ্ছে। আজকে জানানো হয় যে সংস্কারের যে কাজ, এই কাজগুলোর মধ্যে ভাগ করা হয়েছে যে 167টা হচ্ছে রুটিন কাজ আর 200টি হচ্ছে রিফর্ম। মিটিংয়ে বলা হয় যে মোট 48টা প্রপোজাল বাস্তবায়িত হয়েছে।
Testimony has begun today in the murder case of martyr Abu Said, who was killed during the July-August mass uprising. In the morning, a 3-member judicial panel of International Crimes Tribunal 2, headed by Chairman Justice Nazrul Islam Chaudhary, began recording witness testimony in the case. The other 2 members of the tribunal are retired District and Sessions Judge Muhammad Monjurul Bashid and District and Sessions Judge Nur Muhammad Shahriar Kabir. The first witness presented before the tribunal was martyr Abu Said's father Moqbul Hussain. While recounting the details of his son's killing, he made an emotional plea, expressing his wish to see justice for Abu Said's murder before he dies. The prosecution has stated that a total of 62 witnesses will testify in the case. During a break in proceedings at noon, prosecutor Mizanul Islam told reporters that while testifying, Abu Said's father demanded justice not only against those in the administration but also against the perpetrators from the Chhatro League and Jubo League who were involved in the killing. On August 27, after hearing the prosecution's opening statement, the tribunal had fixed today as the date to begin testimony. In the morning, 6 accused currently in custody were produced before the tribunal. Meanwhile, 24 other accused, including the former Vice-Chancellor of Begum Rokeya University and the Commissioner of Rangpur Metropolitan Police, who remain absconding. The tribunal has already appointed 4 state-funded defense lawyers to represent the absconding accused. Earlier on August 6, Tribunal 2 framed charges against 30 individuals, including former VC Hasibur Rashid of Begum Rokeya University and ordered the trial to begin. Separately, in another case filed over enforced disappearances, Tribunal 2 has ordered the submission of an investigation report by November 30 against former RAB officials Alepuddin and Mohiuddin Faruqi. The Abid Hamim panel, backed by the Bangladesh Jatiyotawadi Chhatra Dol, has announced a 10-point manifesto for the Dhaka University Central Students' Union (DAKSU) election, pledging to eliminate terrorism, extortion and illegal occupation from the campus by ending practices such as the culture of guest rooms or mass dormitories, forced political programs and repression. Chhatra Dol supported VP candidate Abidul Islam Khan and read out the manifesto on the Dhaka University campus this morning. Abidul Islam highlighted various commitments for the welfare of students with the aim of building an ideal campus. The panel's candidates said that if elected, they would prioritize implementing the issues outlined in the manifesto. The timely steps taken by the interim government have reduced the prices of daily commodities. Due to this, the supply of these items, including rice, pulse, edible oil, and raw vegetables, has increased in the market. And the common people are also breathing a sigh of relief as the prices of daily commodities are stable. People expect the prices of these items to come down further. Customers said the prices of vegetables, including rice and pulse, have remained stable for months. In the past, traders used to increase the prices of daily commodities on various pretexts. Floods, rains, and various natural disasters were used as excuses. Analysts believe if there is no discrimination in market management, prices will remain within the reach of the common people. The expectation of the mass people is that the prices of daily commodities should always remain within their reach. Now, international news. Israeli attacks in Gaza killed at least 51 Palestinians, including 12 aid seekers, in 24 hours. The Gaza Health Ministry reported that 10 more people, including 2 children, have died from starvation and malnutrition. This brings the total death toll from starvation and malnutrition to 313, of which 119 are children. Since October 7, 2023, Israeli strikes in Gaza have killed 63,000 Palestinians and injured 1,59,000 others. Meanwhile, Tel Aviv has warned residents to evacuate Gaza City. Avichai Adrei, the Arabic language spokesperson for the Israeli military, said that residents of Gaza City would be inevitably forced out. Israel had previously announced its plan to take control of the city. According to Al Jazeera, the Israeli military spokesperson suggested that residents of the southern region could move to the Al-Mawasi area, though that region is also being attacked almost daily. 12 people, including 3 children, have been killed and dozens more wounded in a heavy overnight Russian bombardment of Kiev, Ukrainian officials say. Timur Kachenko, the head of Kiev's military administration, said more than 20 locations had been hit in districts across the capital. The Kremlin had chosen ballistics instead of the negotiating table, said President Volodymyr Zelensky, who reiterated the need for new tough sanctions on Russia. Ukrainian forces said Russia had fired almost 600 drones and more than 30 ballistic and cruise missiles, the biggest attack on the capital this month. The wave of missiles came after more than 1 lakh Ukrainian homes were left without power by Russian drone attacks on energy infrastructure on Wednesday. Taimur Kachenko said one of the children killed was a 14-year-old girl. At least 5 other children were wounded in the latest strikes, which hit ordinary residential buildings, he said on Telegram. Many buildings, including a kindergarten, had caught fire, he added. The mayor of Kiev said a 5-story building was destroyed and rescue services were searching the rubble. Military officials have advised people to stay in shelters during the attacks. The headquarters of the European Union delegation in Kiev was also damaged, and European Council President Antonio Costa said he was horrified by the latest Russian attacks. Back to national news. BNP Standing Committee member Amir Khosrow Mahmood Chaudhry said political parties have no future if they do not understand the expectations and aspirations that have been created in the people's mind after the mass uprising. He said this while speaking as the chief guest at the 4th World Vision Children and Youth Rally in Gulshan area of the capital today. Amir Khosrow said a level playing field must be created so that everyone can participate in politics and economics. Khosrow emphasized on spreading all the activities of the future of Bangladesh to remote areas. The discussants at the seminar also spoke about the future of children.